Hey, it's Rick Allen, Paper Stack Podcast, back again for another edition. I've got one of our founders, TJ Osterman. How's it going, man?
Awesome. It's good to be back.
Where have you been? What have you been doing, man? You've been in the trenches. Tell us about it.
That's the trenches. I've been in my little hole at home since the COVID thing. We moved everything home office, which has been taking a little bit of an adjustment, but things have been going really, really good. And now we're just starting to turn the corner with everything and starting to work things and. A lot of stuff to talk about, I think we have.
Yes.
You guys have been doing great with the podcast and interviews.
We've been doing that, yeah. So TJ, for those of you who don't know, has been running and kind of spearheading, managing portfolio, kind of jack of all trades, master of all, really. Our sister company, MWM Fund, which is a Regulation A plus fund. And so he's founder in Paper Stack. He and I are founders in MWM Fund. But we wanted to bring TJ on, and he's going to start, being a co-host with us here at Paper Stack. And we're going to start talking a lot about MWM Fund.
Yeah.
Along with Paper Stack. Going to be doing some case studies. He's a power user on the platform. He's tons of assets for sale. So
yes.
I'm happy you're here, man. Tell us, for the people who don't know about MWM Fund, let's unpack a little bit. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, it's a fund where we raise money, right, to buy mortgage notes. Right, we're able to, with the regulation A plus, we're able to generally solicit money from anybody. So anybody
accredited,
can invest.
not
accredited, non-accredited. Minimum is $200, and it's been going really good. And we're really interested in obviously doing a fully digital experience because we feel that that's the future. Right, this is our first kind of venture into online fundraising, which was very interesting. We couldn't do anything but that because of COVID, and so that had a lot to do with we had to do different marketing, all digital marketing. Yes. So we had a crash course on how the heck to raise money without actually talking to people, which was very interesting. But
I think it all comes back to it was a new way for us to raise money, right? It was, but the same thing kind of remained the same. Is look, one of the things we know is buying and selling distressed assets.
It's good to be back into that.
Yeah, because it was what? It was probably 2 years of just.
That's what it's unbelievable. It's been almost 2 years of really just working within the business and setting things up.
Setting the business up, working with the SEC, an absolute jewel and a gem. I'd recommend it to nobody.
Yeah, the audits and everything. So it's a really, really good crash course.
It is.
What we really want to build, and it's the future of many other opportunities.
Right. So MWM Fund this is not our only fund.
Yeah.
It is our only fund right now. The idea behind it is we want to have more funds. And talk about MWM, money with meaning.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I was just before we got on here just talking to a borrower, which we're now back into that seat again where we can actually help some of these people maintain their homes, but at that same time still make a little bit of money off of that because we're profit and purpose. So I was just emailing back with the borrower about how he needed a payment plan set up, and we just made it really, really easy for him. So now we're starting to do a lot more of that. So it's now we're able to get back into the guts of what we love to do. We love to find deals. We love to restructure the deal to get it paying again, so it becomes more valuable. We love to reach out to these people, and that's really one of our biggest mandates is to. The affordable housing crisis that we're having, we're able to, I think, help that.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't understand that you don't have to just build new things. We can use existing stuff and be able to help with some of this affordable housing because everybody's hurting right now for inventory, right? Isn't that?
Oh man, we're in a good spot with the stuff that we have in the fund right now.
Yeah.
Just talking high level, you got stuff listed right now on Paper Stack.
Yeah.
What has been, and we're kind of talking to folks at Paper Stack, but also the folks who are in the fund. What are you seeing as far as volume? Are you getting a lot of offers?
Awesome. I tell everybody that without setting this up, without Paper Stack being there, that with COVID hitting and everything and going fully, we wouldn't have been able to be at where we're at. So we're blessed that we actually have done what we've done, and the team
Forethought.
at PaperStack has done.
It worked.
Yeah, 7 years ago, and we're like, there's it. So most people are like, that's really great that you guys created this secondary market, and that's growing every day. I'm putting assets up there, and the communication, the amount of people that are coming and offering on these are unbelievable. And not everybody like in the past was just lowballing stuff to try. They're starting to realize with, I think, the data and the metrics that we're able to put out there, a realistic price, because you can't be greedy in this business, because you're not going to go after deals, right?
What's the saying? Pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Okay, well, if that's how it says. You have all these great sayings. But yeah, I mean, I really, without it, it's I don't know how we would be operating, right?
Yeah.
At the volume that we need to go, because last year was just a completely, words can't really describe what the difference is, how much stuff we had to pivot, how many different strategies we had to use. We'll get more into that too later in future
COVID
stuff.
definitely threw some curveballs.
Yeah.
It stopped some funding. We were I mean the funding just that was tough. But yeah, I think
operating
it threw everybody with like curveballs. Like just right and left.
And we didn't want to quit. We didn't want to throw up our hands and say we're not going to be able to do this. So we had to make some changes, and that's what we kind of want to talk about on these up and coming podcasts is, we're really looking for those people that are in this, for a longer term with us, because we're going to be doing some great stuff.
Also, I think I'm really excited. With TJ, I've known each other for 15, 16 years. Oh my gosh. A long time. This office, awesome. We sat next to each other for so long, but I'm excited to come in, have you working with us here because of some of these guests that we have coming on there. You have such good insights on questions that I don't think of, and certainly Brett doesn't think of. So it's going to be, we're huge, happy to have you. It's going to be digging some stuff out.
Well, we've found what's come out of really this COVID thing has been a lot more companies too. Like you say, the tertiary market, or those other companies that are here to support the smaller type investor.
Yeah.
Even MWM, in our business, it's a small fund, right? A small business. But the different companies that we're starting to see and recognize that are here to support values, let's just say, within these assets, they're coming out of the woodwork, and there's some really quality people, very smart people that are helping with this. So having them on and talking about those products and tools and all that stuff is huge value.
I'm excited to talk a little bit about, or a lot about, some of the deals that you've already structured. Because you've done some really outside of the box stuff that's like not a lot of people listening to this podcast have probably even ever thought about. Like, you've used leverage.
Well, yeah,
you structured an owner finance deal on a pool of notes. So there's just a lot of cool things that we're going to be able to talk about, dive into.
And to tell you the truth, a lot of that stuff had to be done, right? Because we were like, well, we got to do something here different.
Yeah,
right? So,
we got to.
You really can get creative, but managing the risk too is always a.
Yeah, and not to say that people have never bought with leverage, but the way you structured it, I was like, oh, that's a really good idea, really cool.
Yeah, I think people could benefit from that, because there's a lot of people out there that don't have $1.5 million to do, but you can definitely put something together and put some stuff that works.
So I want to give you the chance now. I've introduced you. Tell us about you.
Yeah.
Where you came from.
Yeah.
Here he is. We'll backtrack a little bit. We'll see if he passed the first test, but tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah.
How you got into notes, real estate, all that stuff, MWM Fund, PaperStack, and we'll go from there.
Great. Well, most of you know my name's TJ Osterman. I have 2 children, 2 little girls, a 3 and a 7-year-old. That's our joke all the time, because anything we do, I always have to mention that. And my beautiful wife, Tanya. And I've been investing in real estate, for 20 years, most likely. I think 20. Jeez,
that's great, man. You got
I know. I got gray hair.
Salt and pepper.
Now.
Distinguished now.
It is. I actually feel good, because for the longest time, I looked like a 12-year-old boy. and when I was trying to do business, people were like, "Are you serious? You're 12. How can you help me?" Anyway, so yeah, I've just lived a very crazy life. I've done so many different things that we can probably talk about more as time goes on. Right, and it's really cut my teeth on a lot of things, and we had an opportunity to get into some notes, and once I saw that opportunity, I realized there was a great path to what we really wanted in real estate, and that was, to have a lot of real estate holdings.
Sure.
And create something good for our families, for investors out there, for the future. And right now, I'm really excited about where we're going, and where we're headed. And yeah, I mean, it's without you guys really doing what you've been doing at Paperstack as well. Like I said, we wouldn't be where we're at. So I thank you and Mike and Brett so much for really, especially you stepping up to that Paperstack side, and it helps a lot. Yeah,
so TJ and I worked side by side for so long that it was one of those things where at some point we were doing everything together.
Yeah.
It's like, look, okay, you're working there, we're working here, still a team.
Yeah.
But it was one of those things where, okay, we have 4 eyes, let's put 4 eyes on, 2 separate things, and 4 eyes on one thing and one thing. So it's worked out.
Yeah, and it's been really eye-opening the last year of talking, with talking to so many people. I didn't realize there was this many people, and they're just outpouring about the note industry. From fundraising online, I'm taking all these phone calls from people, and it's just like, wow, how many people that are really well-educated, well-seasoned investors that are attracted to the mortgage note space.
Right.
And the different insights that I've been getting, I'd love to share that with everybody. Talk to some really smart people, and love giving people a chance to invest in something different.
Yeah, it's pretty fascinating when you start getting there. What do you think of the industry? Growing, contracting, expanding, kind of staying the same?
Yeah, I think it's growing. Yeah. Just based off of the stuff that we see through Paperstack, right? The amount of people that are signing up. Obviously, they know it's not a car dealer, or, selling cars. I mean, we're selling mortgage notes. So I think that with where we're at in the economy now, with how hot the real estate market is, with the amount of people that are trying to buy deals, they're not able to, because their spreads are getting very compressed, because everybody's paying, once again, almost retail for these REOs, right? So it's like, how do we get inventory? And me and you were in the same situation. We've already been through it. Why did we get into it? We were like, how can we get more houses and take them back, right?
This is like, it's the same thing, isn't it? It's like just like 2011, 2012.
Right.
Blackstone's in the market. They're paying 105%.
Yeah, I mean,
we're like, what are we going to do? And we stumbled into notes.
No, it's good what the funny thing is that why I say to everybody out there, don't be in it for the quick buck. It's okay if you are, but we look back at our entire portfolio and houses that we could have sat on just back then, like that. A few. They've gone
Connemara.
Yeah, crazy. I mean, we would have been, if we were just able to be patient and be able to manage it properly without such a high cash burn. And I think we're in a better position now to be able to do so. But it's really just showing people that I think everybody just needs to slow down a little bit. And be patient. And there's great deals out there. There's so many different opportunities to diversify into, MWM is a great alternative investment, right? But it's not the only one. There's a lot of them out there.
Oh, no, there's tons.
And they're coming out every day.
Yeah.
So that's what I think we're going to bring you to. We have a few people that have done some really interesting,
And we will be talking definitely about the fund, about notes, about case studies, but we'll also, TJ's, like he said, he's been investing for 20 years in real estate. We were investing in real estate together in 2005. So we'll also talk a little bit about different options that we're seeing available in the real estate market on top of
other interesting things.
Yeah, maybe marketing, stuff like that. So a lot of stuff. We'd love to hear your questions. If there's stuff you'd love to hear about, please ring us in. Leave some comments below. But otherwise, we're super excited. This is going to be a short one today. We want to let you know TJ's coming in. Make sure you guys knew who he was. Going to be here, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Yeah.
See ya.